Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut. And hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. So we're going to talk about the trade market. There's so many pitchers that are on the trade market. A new contender is possibly out there, and it seems that the Twins are listening on trade offers for Pablo Lopez. So this is a new name. As you know, he got traded a few years ago for Luis Arias, the three-time batting champion Luis Arias, who might be on the market as well. Now I have a question about Arias. The guy's hitting leading the league in hits every year, and he's winning these batting titles, but he's always getting traded. Why is that? Very, very strange. But anyway, now as you know, the Mets need some pitching. I will say this to Mets fans out there: just hang tight. David Stearns knows what he's doing. Don't get upset. It's all going to be okay. It's going to be all right. We're going to be fine. That's what fine enough for the first year. They got the postseason and with 2 wins away from the World Series. So Stearns knows what he's doing. Just be patient. I mean, it's funny. Every offseason is always the same. I had somebody say the Mets should, I saw it on X, some guy wanted to fire Dave Stearns. Fire him. Because he signed Griffin Canning. Fire him. Because he signed some guy that, who could be something or who could not. It's not a big deal. They didn't spend a lot of money on him. But he needs to get fired. I mean, how do you have any kind of continuity with your club is beyond me. But anyway, be that as it may, from MLB trade rumors, Twins have listened to trade offers on Pablo Lopez. And I have an interesting trade proposal, not by your host, but by somebody on from Sporting News. The Twins have listened to trade offers on right-hander Pablo Lopez, reports Jeff Passan. It doesn't matter what you call him. Whatever it is, it is. That doesn't necessarily mean the Twins are likely to move him, but it suggests it's as least possible. And as recently as the middle of November, President of Baseball Operations Derek Falvey downplayed the idea of the Twins subtracting a notable player from their roster via Blockbuster trade. He identified Lopez, Carlos Correa, and Byron Buxton as key pieces of the roster that were unlikely to move. Everyone is always going to ask when your team in the payroll bracket that we are in. He said, I feel really confident those guys are going to be part of the ability for us to do what we wanted on the field. They're going to fuel us, hopefully, some of the success we wanted to have. I feel really good about those players. Now, here's the thing about the Twins last year. They basically collapsed. They were in first place and they collapsed. And they had one of the worst finishes to any season we've seen in a long time, and no one talks about it. No one talks about it. I mean, that's the amazing thing about it tells you how the perspective of a team and a big market as opposed to a medium small market gets treated. Because the Twins had a major collapse there. They didn't hit, they didn't pitch well. And they did not get the postseason when they had it right there in front of them, and it just completely fell apart. The wheels fell off. But if it was in a big market, that it would be holy hell, be talked about for years. But this will not be talked about. This sort of will get pushed to the side. The price of starting pitching has been especially strong so far this winter. Nathan Eovaldi just got 3 years and $75 million. Pitchers like Yusei Kikuchi and Luis Severino have had notably worse results than Lopez and Eovaldi, but both got 3-year deals. Kikuchi getting a $63 million guarantee and Severino $67 million. That's a big reason why, by the way, Sean Manaea has not gotten a big contract yet. He hasn't gotten any contract yet. Hasn't signed with the team yet because he's probably looking for so much money, and he's coming off one good year. Or a good, really half a year, maybe 15, 20 starts. And teams are very leery about that. I mean, to be honest with you. Subtracting Lopez from the Twins is surely not what the front office wants, and there's no indication that they are shopping him around. But the hot starting pitching market seems to be making various clubs ponder trades of starting pitchers a bit harder than they expected to. Names like Luis Castillo, Dylan Cease, Jesus Luzardo, and Framber Valdez have somewhat surprisingly been in rumors of late. A couple of updates. Jesus Luzardo was going to go to the Cubs, and that deal dead on arrival. Framber Valdez, not getting moved. Astros are saying they're not moving him. So the price tags for guys like Dylan Cease, and he might get traded, he might not get traded. And same thing with Luis Castillo. Those guys might get moved, they might not get moved. So that's the different thing. A team being willing to listen doesn't mean a trade is going to happen, as shown Valdez and the Astros, as he's now apparently off the table. However, it's an interesting twist on the offseason with free agents like Corbin Burns, Jack Flaherty, and Sean Manaea still available. Now, with Corbin Burns, the word is he's not signing until the new year. So, we're now at December 20th, and in 11 days, he's not signing until after the new year. I expect some movement, some moves this weekend, and then when Monday comes, we're not going to see anything. And then after after January 1st, and when we're done with that week of New Year's, the following Monday, Sunday, Monday, we'll start to see some things pick up. Sean Manaea, he has really, to me, he has two teams with him that aren't him, and that's the Mets and the Red Sox, from what I can tell. Jack Flaherty, I've heard nothing. So that's kind of where we are. Now I'm going to give you the trade proposal that's on Sporting News. Mets blockbuster trade projection lands Twins $65 million All-Star 4-player swap. Let's see how this is. New York Mets have to explore all the avenues for the rest of the winter until they find themselves an ace. Signing Juan Soto is great, but right now the Mets starting rotation is too iffy to consider them World Series favorites. Price tags and free agency have been astronomical thus far, but perhaps the better option for New York sits waiting on the trade market. That might be for every team. According to ESPN's Jeff Passan, the penny-pinching Minnesota Twins, who are mired in an ownership change and facing loss of television revenue, have fielded trade calls for former All-Star starting pitcher Pablo Lopez, the de facto ace of their staff. The Twins have listed on righty Pablo Lopez, Passan said, and if free agent pitching prices remain stratospheric, perhaps they'll go beyond the listing stage. If he's available, Lopez is a far better and more cost-effective option for the Mets than just about anyone they can get on the free agent market, perhaps even Corbin Burns. He's been an ace at times, and he racks up innings pitched, which New York will surely need. I mean, that's the one thing we knew. We Mets need guys that are going to go deep into games. So given that he's essentially the perfect fit for the Mets, what sort of trade package might it take to send Lopez, who is owed $65 million over the next 3 years, to Queens? Okay, the Mets would get Pablo Lopez for outfielder Ryan Clifford, Mets number 4 prospect according to MLB.com. A right-handed pitcher, Nolan McLean, the Mets number 9 pitcher, and he throws 99 miles an hour. Start. That's what he could be at the high end, and he could be a closer at the low end. And third baseman Brett Beatty. You have to give up something good to get something good, and Clifford and McLean will have the potential to be stars. I wouldn't go that far, but I think McLean could be a very good number 3 or 4 starter, if not a closer. Meanwhile, Beatty, once a top prospect in his own right, will get a fresh start in the Twin Cities, providing insurance in case Royce Lewis gets hurt again. Lopez could be the ace the Mets need at a very affordable price. They should aggressively try to bait the Twins into letting him go. Well, we'll see. But there's going to be plenty of teams. That have better farm systems than the Mets that are going to be trying to get him. I mean, if he's on the market, teams with better farm systems will try to get him. The Red Sox are one. I know the Red Sox are constantly looking for starting pitching. And perhaps the Dodgers. I can see the Dodgers trying to push to get him. I mean, they're always looking for pitching. And I would mention, the Dodgers did not have a great starting staff. I mean, to be honest with you, we all kind of know that. So you don't necessarily need a big starting staff now to get to the World Series. So just keep that in mind. But the Mets have to do better, get better in terms of the bullpen. This is just the general kind of thing. Better with the bullpen. Get guys that are tougher in the rotation, that can go deeper in games. We know that. And, of course, they need to get a little bit better on the bench, which they were very good last year. That was not the problem. But I'm just sort of giving you sort of a general sense of where this team needs to be, in my opinion. But this is all good. And like I said at the beginning of this video, be patient. They're going to get what they need to get. They're one of the best executives in baseball, and we're very lucky to have him. That's why a long time for him to get to be a free agent to where they could sign him last year. So thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.